So this is a first in a series of videos looking at the box model. Websites are made up of boxes, and each HTML document actually sits inside of a box. So we're going to look at how you can set that box up. Now you can see we just got our HTML document. We're putting a heading in here saying I am a box. Now when we launch that, you'll see I'm a box, a heading. Okay. Now what we actually do in HTML, there's actually a box around that. You may not realize it, you can't see it, but there is a box around that HTML, and we can change the size of that box by changing something called the padding. So just to show the box off, we'll put a background color in of yellow. Now you can see that there's a box around it. The box goes all the way across the screen, and there's a little bit above it and nothing to the left of it. Okay, so there's our box around the word I'm box. Now, using our padding CSS, we can change the size of that box. Alright, so let's jump in and start doing that. Alright, so we're going to do our padding here. So we just type in the word padding, colon, and then we say how many pixels of padding we want. Now, 50 pixels, semicolon. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so when you ask for padding and you put 50 pixels, just padding 50, it'll pad the top and it'll pad the bottom. Okay, but padding works in many, many different ways. Now, he's just created 2 lines of I'm a box. Now, it doesn't create padding in between the sentence, in between the lines. Just padding on top of the heading and padding on the bottom of the heading. Important to note. Okay, so there's our padding. It's also padding on the left and on the right, top, bottom, left, right. Now he's reading. Now we can go into more detail here. We can do padding top, padding bottom, padding left, and padding right. And that does exactly what it says. We can decide how big the padding on the top, the left, the right. We can alter those individually. So this is giving us much more fine-grained control than just saying padding. Okay, so you can see the left padding is slightly smaller than the right padding, and the top and bottom are smaller again. And that's what we've done there. Oh, actually, left and right were the same in that particular case. Sorry, just look bigger. Okay, there's a shortcut to doing that. Instead of saying padding top, padding bottom, padding left, you can just write all 4 in the same thing. So when he writes padding, he's going to put 4 numbers in here, 10 pixels, 80 pixels, 0 pixels, and whatever, 30 pixels here. Now the order that goes in is clockwise. So it goes top, right, bottom, left. So rather than doing all 4 of those, you can just put your padding in and go around that way. Sorry, around that way. Okay, so top, right. I'm mirror imaging it. You know what I'm talking about. Now there's another different way to use padding. Now rather than going all the way around, you can just give 2 numbers. Now if we do that and we just give 2 numbers, the first one will be top and bottom, the second one will be left and right. So 10 pixels is 10 pixels on the top, 10 pixels on the bottom. The 40 pixels one was on the left and on the right. Alright, so there's a number of different ways to use padding, but it's the start of the box model. What you really need to understand here is that all of our HTML elements, our headings, our paragraphs, our videos, everything sits inside of a HTML box, and we've just added some padding to that HTML box so we can do it in several different ways.